What is up, y'all? We are going to live stream the live stream from inside LP Convention 2026. We're going to live stream the second half of the day. Well, I guess the end of day one. And then we'll have a bunch of commentary on what's been going on. We'll try to get some of the folks who were inside on a couple of these mics and get some more commentary on it. But here is the live stream that's happening from the conference. Let me see what
people.
There we go.
Just popular people. And so I think the removal of regional representation will ultimately just further solidify a popular vote, which is what this does. Even if it is cumulative to kind of mitigate that, it still ends up with region interests going out the window, which of course goes back to ballot access and the various affiliate needs. Thank you.
Microphone 2.
Stephen Babka, delegate from Ohio. I move to call the question.
Are there 20 seconds? All right, looks like 20. We'll move to a vote. All in favor of calling the question, please raise your token. Put them down. All opposed? Motion carries. We'll now proceed to a vote. All in favor of the bylaws proposal, raise your token. I'll reread the motion. Mr. Dar, please.
This one is restructure LNC proposal number 8. This proposal replaces regional representatives with additional at-large members and uses cumulative voting. Thank you.
All right, is everybody clear what we're voting on? Anybody not clear? Okay. All in favor of the proposal, please raise your token. All opposed? Motion fails. All right, we are now on to the amendment portion. Is anyone being seeking to be recognized for the amendment? Microphone 2.
Jim Fulner, Connecticut. I'd move to motion the 4/5 to 2/3. Thank you.
From 4/5 to 2/3. Is that correct? 4/5 to 2/3. Okay. Is there a second? Is there 20 seconds? I don't see 20 seconds. Motion dies for lack of second.
Mr. Chair.
Microphone 3.
Thank you, Aaron Stark, California. So there were some parts of this proposal I liked. I did not like the 4/5. I did not like the cumulative voting, but the rest of it I think has potential here. So I would, as an amendment, I would say do Article 7, Section 2B, that change, and C. On Article 7, Section 8, with the strikeout is fine. And on Rule 8, Section 4, the strikeout is fine. So basically, those 3 changes. So we wouldn't be changing 2/3 to 4/5. We wouldn't be using cumulative voting in any aspect of this.
Point of order.
Hold on. Continue.
Just so that my motion's clear, because it's not written up there. Basically, everything except for the portions that incorporate cumulative voting and the 4/5, with the exception of those 2 aspects, the rest of the proposal is fine. That would be my motion.
There's no way.
Can you hold on, Mr. Secretary?
No, I think you voted.
Okay.
Do you have the specific language that you'd like to amend?
Sure. So Article 7, Section 2B, change 5 to 7. Article 7, Section 2C, strike out all the language. Article 7, Section 8, strike all the language. Rule 8, Section 4, strike all the language. That's the proposal.
I don't think the secretary was tracking your changes.
No, I don't want the 4/5.
Point of order. Can the
I don't want-
delegate from California write notes and pass it to the body or to the chair of the bylaws committee?
I'm gonna I'm gonna have to ask you if you could.
I think I know what, I think I understand
So-
what Mr. Starr was doing. He just said what to keep, correct?
Correct. Just
You
what
want to
keep.
strike everything else. So I'm going to do this in a weird way, and you tell me if I am correct. I'm going to strike, and I'm going to change that color to purple, and strike, purple, strike, and then, did you say all of Article 15?
So
Will
Article
I-
15 is not part of my proposal, so basically you'll purple
that-
strike out 15.
Don't strike it?
If your purple strike, purple means that it's not part of the proposal, right?
Purple means that you're moving to remove it.
No. I think because this is going to take so long, I'm going to withdraw my proposal because it's really hard to do this on the floor.
Thank you.
So
How much time?
Mr. Chair?
6:15. All right, is there anyone else seeking to be
Mr. Chair.
recognized for the purposes of this amendment?
Mr. Stars is off the floor, correct?
Yes.
Well,
Mic one
yes,
now?
but I'm gonna go ahead and rotate because I was just on microphone 3, so I'm gonna get to microphone 1. You have an amendment proposal?
I have a subsidiary motion. Given that the complexity of this amendment, I would move that we suspend the rules and proceed to proposal 9.
Okay. There's a motion to suspend the rules.
Who is that? Your name and state, sir?
My apologies, Mr. Secretary. This is Reese Smith, delegate from Pennsylvania.
All right, it's moved and seconded. The motion is to suspend the rules to move to proposal number 9. All in favor of suspending the rules, please raise your token. Put them down. All opposed? All right, the rules are suspended. We are going to proceed to the next proposal.
Mr. Chair, before we proceed, point of personal privilege over at microphone 3.
Go ahead. What's your point of personal privilege?
Yes, this is from the tellers. We have 7 clipboards currently outstanding. If you could get them back to the tellers pit, would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Okay, all right, cool.
Mr. Chair, microphone 1.
Go ahead.
Before we move to the next amendment, it seems that you are making an effort to give equal time to both sides of the debate, which seems to disenfranchise the majority of
Here's what-
each position.
Here's what I'm going to do, because I liked it better when I went back and forth between each microphone, because someone might not be for or against, it might be ambiguous, and I don't think it's fair to
20% of the room shouldn't get 50% of the debate.
All right, Mr. Bylaws Chairman Dar, go ahead with proposal number 9.
Proposal number 9, ethics. This proposal codifies explicit ethical standards regarding compensation and the use of party resources. It enhances transparency and prevents leadership from using their positions for personal financial gain. Bylaws Committee moves proposal 9.
All right, we're on discussion.
Mr. Chair,
Microphone 2.
this is Ken Molman, delegate from Ohio. I would like to point out that I have proposed this proposal in the Bylaws Committee 2 years ago and 4 years ago. This language is actually taken from the LPKY bylaws. It was put into place in 2017. This is not about anybody in particular. It's about doing what's right by the organization at all times. People should not use their titles for their personal gain or the gain of their friends and family. That's it.
Microphone 3.
Point of information, is embezzlement theft?
Say it.
Yes. Microphone 1.
Well, I get the sentiment to this, and I like the sentiment. I think the way the proposal is, there's some issues where I think an LNC member would not be able to crowdfund or let their region pay for them to travel to LNC meetings or party business like that, which would be voluntary, but I think banned under this, and I think overly restrictive in that sense.
Microphone 2.
I think the body would like if there was a little more debate before I do my thing.
Okay. Microphone 3.
Mr. Chair, I would like to remind that was 3 people in a row who did not state their name or their delegation before speaking. Please do so.
Microphone 3, name and state.
Paul Bracco, delegate from Virginia. I rise in opposition to this amendment as proposed. 8A especially, that compensation or lack thereof should be a decision left to the LNC. This would restrict that. I think that the LNC should be allowed to do that if they wish. We seek to become a more professional party. Professional parties are compensated for their time. I think that this should be voted down and 8A should be struck in the amendment phase.
Microphone 1.
Pat Dixon, Texas. I strongly speak in favor of this proposal. This is probably my favorite proposal in the entire body of work. Well done, Paul and committee. In regard to the last point, I served on the LNC. I would never want anyone on the LNC to be a compensated person. We had staff. We have executive directors. Those should be compensated, yes. Having a body govern the LP when they're compensated, nah, there's no way I can support that. Let's vote this in favor as the bylaws committee put it together.
Microphone 2.
Ryan Brown, North Carolina. We all know embezzlement's bad, theft is bad, corruption's bad. Anytime you have any sort of ethics standard or code of conduct, whatever it is, it always becomes a cudgel and it's a waste of time. If people are corrupt, remove them. Otherwise, don't elect them. That's all. We don't need a silly ethics thing to fight about in LNC meetings about hour 4 in the meeting. So thank you.
Microphone 3.
I think we can use language such as this. Here's my concern. My concern, sorry, thank you, Aaron Starr, California. My concern is that we do have situations where somebody can get paid to do a task with the full knowledge of the LNC. My issue is when something's done where you don't even disclose that relationship, which is what we've seen in the past. So for example, if we had, let's say, Bill Redpath was going to go out and do signature drive to get ballot access in the state, and he's on the LNC, do we say, you know what, we're not going to pay him to do that, but he's really, really good at this? So I think the problem is the lack of disclosure. It's okay to have a conflict as long as the entire LNC knows about it, and in the face of that, decides that this is okay. The problem is when things are done in secret, which is what we've seen. So I think that I love the sentiment behind this, but I don't think it should be handled quite the way that this is written.
Microphone 1. No? Microphone 2.
Stephen Babka, delegate from Ohio. I move to call the question.
Looks like 20 seconds. We will go to a vote to call the question. All in favor of calling the question, raise your token. Put them down. All opposed? The question has been called. We'll now move to consider the question, which is on the ethics bylaws proposal. All in favor of the proposal, raise your token. Put them down. All opposed?
If there's 2 more yeses than no's, then you're okay. If there's not, then you did not do votes.
No, this is
It
just
does take
majority.
it out. I don't think you got it.
Thank you.
Do you want to do it again?
We're going to have to do a count. All right, all in favor of the motion, please raise your token or stand if you can. I actually prefer if you stand, if you're able.
That could be 2/3. If you are unable to stand, please indicate to the person counting, wave, get their attention, ask the person next to you something.
What's that?
Well, I'm not, no, I have an amendment. Yeah. But I'm, what's that? Right. Yeah. Right.
Not to interrupt the vote, but if your license plate is FAM 0836, your car's about to get towed, so get it if it's any of the people here.
Michigan?
It's Michigan.
Of course.
Might not even be us.
So we don't. I didn't get counted. I'm a yes. He can't vote. He's not a
Okay. Oh, you're good.
Ovens. Somebody's phone's going off. Irritating the shit out of me. No, I can. Don't mind when it irritates me.
So your amendment was to strike it. Was there any replacement? Just strike.
All right, we have 336 ayes. We will now count the noes. If you're voting no, please stand or raise your token.
Yeah, there are amendments that are.
Yes, Mr. Ford?
Yeah. And hey, I get it. I mean, it's what Ken put together. Right.
Nathan, I got you.
Yep.
While we're waiting, I'll make a couple of announcements. Tom Queter presents The Power to Move. The Torch Club Grand Suite will be tonight in room, actually, I think you should have received an email, so I won't say what room. Invited guests and welcome package holders. The Torch Club is for anybody who had donated $2,000 between conventions to the National Party. In any contribution, qualified, unqualified, whatever. And then karaoke hosted by LP Texas is it Big and Bright? The Stars at Night? That'll be 9 p.m. in room ABC. I don't know what that means. Do we know where the Power to Move documentary is being shown, Mr. Ford?
Because we had 336, right? Plus 170.
5:45 at
times 0.66 is 2/3.
in this room.
Plus 175.
It'll also be in the ABC room, so you can go to that and then stick around for the Texas karaoke.
Yep.
176, wasn't it? So 336 plus 176.
Okay, you got it. Yeah, as long as it's Tom Queter over there, Ethan Ref, and then karaoke ABC. Yeah, I just forgot to put on the time because it's right after we adjourn. So 5:45 / when we adjourn. 15 minutes. We adjourn and we have a closing.
All right.
Speaker.
We had 336 voting in the affirmative, 176 voting in the negative. 2/3 would be 342. Motion fails. We are now on to amendments.
Mr. Chairman, microphone 1. I have a motion for amendment.
They called information about if we're going to. That was what we voted on. Okay?
I'm sorry, which microphone?
Microphone 1, I have an amendment.
Go ahead.
Can we get the proposal back up on screen real quick?
Mr. Secretary, they're asking for the proposal.
Name and state is Nathan Madden, Arizona. Can you scroll down to the second part of it?
I'm concerned that ethics line will still come up.
Yeah, it's
Are we going to vote on that in the future? See, proposal 9.
Okay, so for subsection A, I move to strike the entire subsection A, and then to add to the end of subsection B, except for the purposes of collecting funds for travel for LNC purposes.
Could you repeat that last part slowly?
Hold on.
At the end of subsection B, add excepting for the purposes of fundraising travel for LNC purposes. Not exciting, accepting.
No, you could just speak against the amendment. I should wait. Yeah, you have to wait till it's over.
Thank you.
You can't use points of personal privilege. Yeah, it was in line.
Is that correct?
And then,
Is that correct?
may I speak to my amendment?
Is that
Hold on.
correct, Mr.
Is that
Madden?
correct on what's on the screen?
Accept instead of accepting, but yes. And then may I speak to my amendment?
Hold on. Is there 20 seconds? All right. You have the seconds. Go ahead and speak to your motion.
Thank you. So a couple of the objections that were made were basically over whether or not you could fundraise for your travel, which I believe you should be able to, especially if you're regional. You should be able to fundraise from your region. And then the strike to A is mostly over the Bill Redpath thing. So.
All right, we're going to go microphone 2 to microphone 3. Go ahead. Name and state.
Eli Dalton Webb, Arizona. Mr. Chair, would I be able to amend his amendment?
Yes.
Is that in order?
Yes.
It's in order? Okay, go ahead.
What was the name?
Your name one more time for the secretary.
Eli Dalton Webb, Arizona.
Go ahead, sir.
Can I see his amendment? I would amend Mr. Madden's language to say except for donations explicitly to individual officers. Yep.
Where are you inserting this?
Where is this going to be inserted? Are you striking except for fundraising travel expenses by LNC? For LNC purposes?
Say that again?
Where exactly, what are you amending? Where are you putting it in this motion? And you're making this amendment?
Sit down. I guess I'll just amend his to say travel and food.
Is there a second? Amendment dies for lack of second. Microphone 3.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to postpone this item until the first item of business tomorrow morning. That will give me some time to craft some language, and maybe I can present something that would help us achieve the 2/3. But I think crafting this on the fly here is not the way to go. So my motion is to postpone until first order of business tomorrow morning.
All right, it looks like we have the seconds. We're on debate to postpone till first item of business tomorrow.
Request for information.
Request for information, microphone 1.
Pat Dixon from Texas. This is a question on, I think we're talking about 8A, right? Because when it said delete A, I think it's 8A, which says, the way I'm reading this, you can be compensated for services pre-approved by the executive committee. So I think that means, Bill, I'll use you as an example. If Bill Redpath said, I have a proposal, compensate me this much for these services.
I'm sorry, sir, what's your information?
It's a request for information. Is that what this means? That when it says services pre-approved by the executive committee, it would include compensation for services?
Would
for
the
somebody who
bylaws
was
committee
on-
chair
Well,
like
that
to
Bill,
opine?
I just went in, checked on my Montana delegation. None of them needed a break. I'm an alternate delegate.
All right,
for
we
this
are
convention,
discussing
so they
whether
could
or not
have
to postpone this
could have
item
asked me
to
for a
first
break, but chose not
item
to.
of business tomorrow.
So I guess they're
We
all in pretty good
voted.
spirits in there.
Anyone seeking to be
A lot of
recognized
time
for
wasting,
discussion?
per usual.
I
A
would
lot of
like to
people at
make
the mic
a
who
motion
don't need to be at the mic,
to
who just seem to want to be heard,
recess for the
which isn't
evening
really the
because there
purpose
are
of
other
a
events
convention.
going on.
So,
Wait, hold on a second.
yeah,
Hold on a second. Hold on a
it's,
second.
we're nearing the end of the day. We should be ending here in the next 30 minutes or so, I'm guessing.
We're still
Business
discussing.
will
Would
end
you like
for
to
the
be?
day.
Go ahead, Mr.
And
Charles
we
Bellet from
will start
Louisiana. I think the gentleman
with the
from
commentary
California is a
very
very good
soon
point that
after
should be
that.
put off until tomorrow morning.
We'll get a couple folks
All
in
right.
here
Any
from that
further
room
discussion on
and
postponement?
sit down and chat for a while. And
Mr. Chair, I have a
then we'll pause again,
request for
and then we'll
information.
come back
Yes, sir.
again, and we're going to
Would
be
that
here
be
till the venue
Jack
kicks us out.
Westbrook,
So
State of
that's the
Texas.
plan for the
Would
night.
that
Yeah.
proposal is
Yeah,
just
so
made.
y'all keep
for
watching
recess.
if you're
Would that
watching
prevent
and you
the
want to.
keynote at 5:30?
We'll be back here.
The current, what we're discussing right
on
now is
air.
whether or not to take
Well,
the
we're
current
gonna
proposal
leave the stream on
and
air, but
postpone it to
we'll be back
first thing
commentating
tomorrow.
on it here in
But
about.
we're not recessing
I'm guessing.
now.
That's
Thank you.
not currently under deliberation.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
Any further discussion on the postponement motion? Hearing none.
Mike 2.
Oh, microphone 2.
Yes, I'm over Crow, Florida.
Go ahead, Mr. Recaro.
I generally rise in support of what Mr. Starr is trying to do, but let's all work together because this is good. The main thing that that this bylaw amendment is trying to accomplish is good. So if we do this, if we're in favor of this, because I know we're at orders of the day, let's make sure that we all talk to each other so that this thing can pass tomorrow. Thank you.
We'll wait on time. Any other discussion on postponement?
I'd like to call the question. Sean Sparkman, Texas.
Where are we at? Calling the question?
Calling the question.
Well, I don't think there was any more discussion, so I think we're actually going to go to a vote on postponement anyway. It does require a majority. So anybody in favor, all in favor of postponing this motion to tomorrow, please raise your token. All right, put them down. All opposed? Looks like it was a majority. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, microphone 1.
Microphone 1.
Jack Westbrook from the state of Texas. I would, if necessary, if we need to suspend the rules, I'll include that. I don't know if we do or not, but my motion is that we call for orders of the day to be moved back to the current time at 5:27. Press on with the keynote speaker.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, right now we are, 5:30 would be orders of the day, unless there's a motion to recess till tomorrow.
Motion to recess till tomorrow.
Name and delegation, please.
Oh, Tamara Lessner, State of South Dakota.
Say it again one more time.
Tamara Lessner, State of South Dakota.
Mr. Chair, may I clarify?
Hold on one second, sir.
Thank you.
Got it. All right, and so your motion is to recess till tomorrow morning?
Yes.
Do we have a second?
So I made a motion, Mr. Chair, and I'd like to clarify that.
It wasn't a motion to recess, it was orders of the day.
Well, but it was a motion to change the orders of the day time.
Yeah. Oh, give me one moment.
Well, if it accomplishes the same thing.
Well, that's my question is, if we recess at this point, is the keynote speaker going to be allowed to do what they do? Is that part of this
that's
body?
after. Yeah.
That's all I
Yes,
need
sir.
to know. Thank you.
Point
All
of
right.
order. Point of order. The name is spelled Tamara. It's whatever. The last name is Lesn, like in Nancy, AR. Take that SLE out. Yeah. There you go. Thanks, guys.
Mr. Chairman, I have a request for information.
I have great news. It is 5:30. We're at the orders of the day, and I'm calling us recess till tomorrow morning. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So here's my question. And what time? And just an FYI, we reconvene tomorrow at 9:30, not 10 a.m. 9:30 for tomorrow. See you all bright and early. What's that? Oh yeah. And just an FYI, the chair's debate is 8:30, so get here an hour early if you'd like to check out.
No, it ain't.
Oh, 9:30. Yeah, you lied to me. Blame the guy in the tie-dye. 9.
You're out. Right. Ready? Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, there is.
Is it Keeter?
I don't know. Who's the speaker? Who's the speaker? Paul.
Okay.
Paul, who's the speaker? What's your name?
As a reminder, we do have a speaker. So Please take your seats.
Yes, a speaker will be forthcoming, so there's still activity here in the hall.
It's up on this. There. So you're good. Go ahead. Hi, I'm Evan. Nice to meet you. Oh, I think we've met
Okay. All right, folks, if you want to end the Fed, please stay in your seats. We have one more speaker. Folks, if you want to end the Fed. So, folks, it is my pleasure to introduce to you someone who I think has actually done the impossible. He's actually, and I was there, I was one of the boomers, spent an entire day with about 75 boomers. When I walked out, I actually knew how to use a cake wallet. I actually knew how to use a crypto wallet. I actually knew how to send and receive crypto. Aaron Day is a serial entrepreneur and New Hampshire liberty activist who has run super PACs, founded political organizations, and serves as the chair of the Free State Project. For the past 3.5 years, he has been warning the public about the threat of technology, fighting for crypto prisoners of war, and building parallel systems with his wife Eileen through the Day-Late Freedom Foundation. He's also a fellow at the Brownstone Institute. I want to turn it over to you, Aaron Day. Thank you.
All right, who's ready to end the Fed? All right, well, there's the guy that started the whole movement, Ron Paul. How many people here got introduced to libertarianism because of Ron Paul?
No.
All right, Ron Paul and the book End the Fed kicked all of this off, but I've got bad news. The Ron Paul revolution in the Republican Party is dead. It's been 14 years, and at one point, there were 3 people, Rand Paul, Thomas Massie, and Justin Amash, and now, after last week, this week, we're down to just Rand Paul. So the movement to end the Fed since 2008 has not been successful. In fact, 85% of base money was printed since Ron Paul wrote End the Fed. Today, the dollar has lost 97% of its purchasing power since the founding of the Federal Reserve. And even since 2020, $1 from 2020 will only buy you 69 cents worth of goods or services in 2026. The other bad news is fiat currency always fails. What's going on with the dollar isn't the exception. Every fiat currency in human history has failed. The average fiat currency only lasts 27 years, and there are 7 main reasons that fiat currency fails. The US dollar is hitting all 7 of those marks. And even if you say, well, the dollar is the global reserve currency, it's different. If you look at the 5 previous global reserve currencies, they only lasted 94 years. The dollar's been the global reserve currency for 103 years. Time is about up. Now, what happens when you use the dollar? When you use the dollar, you help murder 500,000 babies in Iraq. Anyone remember this? Everyone remember Madeleine Albright when she did an interview and said, well, we think it's worth the price. 500,000 dead children. If you want to fast forward to more recent times, this year, if you're using the dollar, you're helping to support the murder of 165 school children in Iran. The dollar's contributed to murdering 18,430 children in Gaza. And of course, the dollar was used to fund all sides of COVID tyranny, whether it was the actual creation of COVID itself, or the vaccine, or the lockdowns, or the mandates. So what's the future of the dollar? Well, currently, the dollar is already 97% digital. And a lot of people don't realize our money is already heavily tracked, it's programmable, and it's fairly easily censorable. If you think about a health savings account is a debit card where the IRS basically tells you how much of your own money you can use to spend on a pre-approved list of healthcare services. An EBT card or food stamps is also programmable money. So while many cheer RFK Jr. stating that you can no longer buy sugary drinks, understand that you're just moving one step forward in making digital money more programmable. In the United States, customers pay $61 billion a year to comply with Know Your Customer anti-money laundering laws. These KYC AML laws catch almost no criminals. So then there's been a lot of talk about central bank digital currencies, and people are putting forward these fake bills saying the US isn't going to have a CBDC, we're not going to research a CBDC. I've got news for you. The United States, or the Federal Reserve, has already completed 3 successful CBDC pilots. These pilots have been going on since 2019. And this isn't like Obamacare, where it's a bunch of technically unsophisticated bureaucrats creating technology. It's the wealthiest banks in the world funding the best developers in the world through MIT. In fact, through an Jeffrey Epstein-funded MIT group. 2 of the 3 CBDC pilots have Bitcoin Core developers involved. So the threat of CBDCs is real, and the progress is further than almost anyone realizes. But even if we move beyond CBDCs, what Trump has done is he signed an executive order saying we're not going to have a CBDC, and he's implemented something worse called the Genius Act. The Genius Act is essentially a backdoor CBDC. It takes private stablecoins, which are incredibly popular, and adds government surveillance to it. All the Know Your Customer laws, all the AML laws, all of the sophisticated surveillance that we already have on our money now applies to private stablecoins. But that's not the worst still. There's a piece of legislation working its way through the Senate right now, which is the largest surveillance bill in US history. And no one is talking about the Clarity Act and what the implications are. People think that the Clarity Act is a bill that's pro-crypto and it's going to bring trillions of dollars into the crypto space and your Bitcoin is going to go to 1 million. What the Clarity Act does is it puts in place a regime to track all tokens, all crypto and token transactions for 5 years, shares that information with multiple departments of the federal government and foreign central banks. This is then going to be applied to the tokenization of everything that you own. So not just how you pay, your stocks, your bonds, your house, all of your assets are going to be tokenized and they will be under this regulatory regime. So this is the bill that you may not have heard of, that they're trying to push through and sign by July the 4th. And it, in conjunction with the Genius Act, is how you will own nothing. To make matters worse, if you want to see what the future of this looks like, look at the proposed technocratic reconstruction of Gaza. They're proposing to take an open-air prison and turn it into a digital prison. And this isn't like Klaus Schwab with a architectural sketch of a 15-minute city. This is an actual business plan. And we know who the investors are, and we know who the beneficiaries are. It's Oracle, it's Palantir, it's Trump family, it's Jared Kushner. They're going to build a digital prison in Gaza. If they can build a digital prison in Gaza, they can build a digital prison anywhere. Well, what happens when you challenge the dollar? What happens when you use alternatives to fiat currency? Or you promote technology to make digital currencies private? Trump said the war on crypto was over. I was at a Bitcoin conference with Kash Patel and Todd Blanche, and the whole title of the panel was Ending the War on Bitcoin. The war on crypto has accelerated. 2 years ago, I was at this conference and we did an Enemies of the State event. And at that point, We were there raising awareness for Ross Ulbricht, who fortunately he's pardoned, Roger Ver, and Ian Freeman. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m., we're going to have another version of Enemies of the State, and now we have 7 crypto prisoners of war. The war is not over, it just changed presidents. This system cannot be fixed. For 17 years, I've gone to political events and seen people cheer and rally and hold signs saying, "End the Fed." Nothing has happened. Nothing will happen. The Fed is not going to be audited. The Federal Reserve is not going to be shut down. In fact, we're witnessing something even worse. We're witnessing with stable coins and tokenization what I call the creature from Epstein's island. A whole new set of financial players, and I'll certainly be sharing more about that in the months to come. So who wants to end the Fed? Here's how we end the Fed. Ditch the dollar. Stop using the dollar. Not going to vote your way out. Withdrawal. Stop using fiat currency. I have done this personally. Many others are doing this. My journey began in 2012. I learned about Bitcoin through Ian Freeman and Roger Ver through the Free State Project. Started using it. In 2019, I stopped using a personal bank account. And in 2024, I moved entirely into privacy coins. And the reason for this is, if you're not aware, I'm sure there are many Bitcoin fans here, Bitcoin is on a public ledger. Bitcoin can be tracked, and by being tracked, it can be seized and confiscated. Maybe not technically, but through the force of the law. And so far, when pressured, everyone has caved. This is how the United States of America has 328,000 Bitcoin. They didn't buy it, they didn't mine it. They stole it through civil asset forfeiture.
I'm going to comment on
they
that.
were able to do
He's
that
wrong.
because Bitcoin is on a
Bitcoin
public
is on a
ledger.
public ledger, but there are
So
ways
I've moved
to
into
keep it private.
Zano, and I'm
Do
talking
not-
today about Zano because
do not
Zano
invest
is not
in
only a
Zano or
privacy
any other,
coin that you can use for transactions where people can't
crypto
see the values or who's sending money to who,
this
but
is
you can use it to
one part where
tokenize
it's
other
incorrect.
assets,
It's
stocks,
the
bonds,
Bitcoin
land,
ledger is public
etc.,
forever.
with that
technically
same
speaking, but
privacy.
there are ways to
So if you're not familiar with
obfuscate your
Zano, Zano is
transactions
based.
and
It was
be
built
untrackable,
by the same
untraceable. So,
engineer who developed the technology behind Monero.
yeah, this
and
is-
Monero you may be more familiar with. It is
the
the most
information that he
popular
is giving right
privacy
now is
coin.
incorrect and
This developer took
outdated.
that idea
that was
and
definitely the
expanded
case when
it
Bitcoin first
to
started,
be able to create
but
tokens
things
for
have
other
been
assets
updated
that have the
since
same
then,
Monero level
and
of privacy.
you are able
The
to
project itself has been around
obfuscate all
for
of your
7 years.
transactions.
So to me,
in Bitcoin,
Zano is the answer to the Clarity Act and the Genius Act, because it's not only private money, but you can counteract what BlackRock
Just
and
wanted
others
to
are
put
doing
that out.
through the Clarity Act
be back here in a
by
few-
tokenizing assets and trading them privately and holding those tokens in your own self-custody. So today I'm launching a website, ditchthedollar.com, and I encourage you to sign up. I have put together a pathway, 8 different steps, free tutorials. This tells you exactly how to get into crypto. And the first step is actually to sign a pledge. So, no more chanting or sine waves. Let's say commit to, yes, I'm going to ditch the dollar. This is a way to begin to build a movement around this idea. But then beyond that, the site has information that explains how to do this. My wife and I have done workshops in 27 different states. We've been traveling to countries. We've been traveling now to foreign countries, onboarding people, and we wanted to make the materials and the onboarding available for free for everyone with clear guidance. And as Pat said, all of his years of being an activist in the Libertarian Party, he'd never gotten into crypto until sitting through one of our workshops in New Jersey. We're now making all of that information available online. It shows you how to buy crypto. If you already have crypto, it shows you how to make that crypto private using Zano and Freedom Dollar. If you have Bitcoin and you want to make it private, you can actually do that using Zano as well, which I encourage people to do. You can take your Bitcoin, you can take Ethereum, Solana, and some other popular blockchains and make them private. Privacy is the fundamental tool for battling the surveillance state. You can spend actually anywhere. So I live on crypto. One thing that I do use a debit card. I like to pay peer-to-peer wherever I can, but oftentimes when I'm traveling, I need to use a debit card. There's a debit card called a Zbeck MasterCard that you can load directly from your phone. You can load Zano and Freedom Dollar. Freedom Dollar is a privacy stablecoin. And if you're familiar with stablecoins like Tether and USDC, I spoke about the Genius Act. The Genius Act is basically making stablecoins surveillance coins. Freedom Dollar is an algorithmic stablecoin that isn't backed by US treasuries, that can't be tracked, can't be seized, but is pegged to the dollar. So you get the benefits of being able to price things in dollars without the censorship and without the guilty conscience of knowing you're murdering children all over the world. So this is how easy it is to end the Fed. If everybody here today went to ditchthedollar.com, signed the pledge, got 3 others to sign the pledge, they got 3 others to sign the pledge, after 15 iterations of that, you would reach a threshold where you'd have 14.3 million people having ditched the dollar, which is a critical threshold. This is something that's tangible. This is something that we can actually do. It's not talk, it's moving our money out of fiat and building parallel systems based on privacy. Other things that you can do, and this is all on the website, is understand the fight. I know we're in a place where people are saying, well, should we have third parties? No, it's only a two-party system. It's only Republicans versus Democrats. It's technocracy versus free will. The parties are irrelevant. The biggest threat is technocracy. Digital IDs, programmable currencies, AI surveillance. That's bipartisan, and it crosses borders. I have spent the last 3.5 years writing books, articles, traveling around the country and increasingly internationally, educating people about this. You can go to technocracyatlas.com and learn about that, and learn about your specific state, because it is growing in all 50 states. It's growing in all 197 countries. I've put together an animated map that shows the growth of technocracy by state and by country since 1973. This is important for people to understand. We also, through the website, show you how you can receive these privacy coins as payment, how you can plug them into your website if you're selling goods and services, or if you're a nonprofit, there's a solution for that as well. A lot of people are concerned, well, I don't know how I'm going to get into crypto, how I'm going to buy crypto. You can earn crypto. This is the way forward. The original idea behind this, if you recall, when Bitcoin was started, it was after the 2008 financial collapse. And at that point, you actually had bipartisan support. Tea Party, Occupy Wall Street, all knew they got screwed by the banks, all knew they got screwed by Wall Street. And people thought Bitcoin was the answer to that. A system that you could use to make payments on a daily basis outside of the Federal Reserve System. It is now morphed into an asset that people buy and hold, but they don't spend. We need to use alternative currencies to engage in voluntary commerce outside of the system. That is how we end the Fed. And lastly, I'd like to say we are announcing, and we've just launched what we call the Daylight Phone. It is a de-Googled phone that we have in partnership with Above All. You may see Hakeem Anwar, who will be hanging around as well. This is a solution where you not only get a de-Googled private phone, but it has all of the various apps that we've created. It has a Zano wallet and other privacy tools and VPNs built in. This is a quick way to get onboarded to parallel systems. So I just want to say this. If we want to end the Fed, we can end the Fed. I mean, so far I just launched this, so we only have 36 pledges. But if we get enough people pledging and exiting the system, we can definitively, concretely end the Fed. So it's up to you to decide whether you're ready for action or whether we're going to have 17 more years of sine waves and bumper stickers. Thank you. Ditch the dollar. Ditch the dollar. Ditch the dollar. Ditch the dollar. Ditch the dollar.
Okay, singers, please meet over here on where the Texas delegation is, and then we'll find our way to the piano. All singers up here.
Thank you.